Okay, so the periods, the Newton third law, it says that the period of revolution, the time it takes around the sun, it's proportional to the cube of, this is how quickly, so I can stop these people, they're making too much noise. This is, okay, so the time it takes for the planets to revolve, the square of the periods, okay, the planet revolves around the sun, it's proportional to the cube of the major axis. Okay, so remember these are your major axis, that axis cubed. Okay, so as you can see on that equation, so because the orbit is a circular, the planet moves in a constant velocity, I mean the speed whatsoever, the magnitude. Okay, so if we use up that, then we have that as it revolves, then we see that the force, the gravitational force, it's equals to the centripetal force. Okay, so making use of that, then we have that the mass, you know that what is our centripetal force from our previous, we said is given by the mass times the speed squared divided by r, and we know what is our object. So as that object, it's revolving around another object with a mass m. Okay, then we find that the velocity it rotates with is equals to the gravitational constant times the mass of that object divides by the radius squared. So if this is the mass of the earth, then we see that this one, if this is let me say if this is another planet rotating the mass of the earth, then we see that this mass of the earth, so the velocity as it rotates with is equals to that one there. Okay, so remember the speed is given by that, from our previous we said that the speed is given by the 2 pi times the radius divided by the period it takes. So using that, we have that this is equals to that, you substitute in there, then we have that the 2 pi squared over that, then we find that if we square on both sides of the equation, we have that the t squared, the period it's revolving with, squared is equals to the 4 pi squared divided by the gravitational constant times the mass of that object times what? Times the radius of a circle cubed. So this one, equation 3, is also what is called the Kepler's law. Because if you look in the equation 3, we have the t squared, we have the r cubed. So we see that, because remember the r is was the same, is the same major axis, or the distance, or it's the what? It's radius of that cycle. So then we have that the t squared, it is the period it revolves with squared, it's proportional to the distance cubed. So if doing that, then you say that from the for the planets to move along the curve, there must be a force. Okay, as we said, that force is what is called the centripetal force. Okay, the origin. Okay, so the origin of this force is the sun. Okay, so it's always towards the sun. Okay, the force varies with the distance, is something we have said. Okay, so we have 4 types. The fundamental forces associated with the gravitational force. So we have what is called the gravitational force, which is the gravitational interaction. This is due to the gravitational interactions. We have the electromagnetic force. This is due to the electromagnetic interactions. This one is more on, it's also like when you have microwaves and what so forth. We have a strong force, the whole protons and the neutrons, which we don't even look up, and then we have a weak force. Okay, so which one? This one is mostly responsible for the radioactive delay. Okay, so then we have some practice problem questions here that we need to practice. State whether the following statements are true or false. Okay, having that, then you must justify your answers. Why are you saying it is true, or why are you saying it's false? Okay, so at that point, let's see. I just want to check here. Okay, so this one's includes everything that you were doing there. So I just wanted to give okay, so with the Newton third law, I mean Kepler's law, okay, if this is an orbit, if it is orbiting up in the circular motions with the sun at one focus, let me just say up here, okay, and then we have that this is our radius, okay, then as you rotate, okay, then it's always say, then you always say, they say centripetal force, okay, so there's a centripetal force acting on that rotation, okay, then they say this is the acceleration. So as this object rotates around that sun, so if we have the mass of the sun, okay, this is the mass of the sun, okay, and let me say that planet, let me say it's just moon, maybe it's a moon, okay, so then then we are saying that the force of centripetal force is equals to the force of the gravitational force, the one which is coming from here to there. So this force of gravitational force, that force is given by gravitational constant times the mass on the moon due to the mass of what? It's the mass of the sun. Divide by the what? Divide by the distance between the two radius squared. So then the mass, the force, what is rotating? What is rotating is the moon. It's not the sun, but what is rotating is the moon. So that is the mass of the rotating object. Okay? Divide by the velocity it rotates with. Divide by what? By the radius of the object. I mean of um, the cycle. So between that to there. Okay, so if we put up into that equation, then we have that the distance, I mean this mass of the moon times the velocity is rotating with, divide this by the distance between the two, between the distance from the center is equals to, remember if you look up here, the distance from the center is equals to what? Is equals to the distance between the two objects, because if the object is at this point here, then this is the radius of the object, which is the same as the radius between the two objects. Okay, so we have that equal to that times the gravitational acceleration times the mass on the moon times what? The mass on the sun, divide by what? Divide this by the radius between the two. So if this one will cancel out, the mass of the moon will cancel out. So it means the velocity squared, then the r, if I multiply on both sides by r, then we're left with that the velocity squared, it's equals to the gravitational acceleration times what? Times the mass of the sun, divide this by the distance r. One r cancel out. Remember we multiply here with r. Okay, we multiply here with r, cancels out there. Then we multiply with r. So one r cancels with one of this r. Remember here we have r times r. Okay, then we just left with z. So velocity is equals to g times z. And we said, because it's moving up on the circular motions, it moves with a constant speed at every point, where that one is equals to the 2 pi times the radius divided by the period. We have said that from the previous when we are talking about the kinematics. So if we substitute this into here, then we have that the r squared, the v squared becomes, remember we have v equals to 2 pi times the radius, divide this by the period. So if we square on both sides, squaring on both sides gives us that the v squared equals to 2 squared gives us 4, pi squared gives us pi squared, r squared is equal to the r squared. Then we divide this with the period squared. Okay, and then there we had the equation saying v squared equals to gravitational acceleration times the mass of, okay, let's say, okay, this is the mass of the sun, divide this by the radius. So substituting that into here, we get that 4, okay, here we have 4 pi, we are equating this one to this, to the same, so it's 4 pi squared r squared over the t squared equals to the g mass of the sun, divide this by the r. Okay, so if we multiply on both sides, if you want to now to bring the t, so we multiply on this side by the inverse of what is here, then we have that the 4 pi squared r squared over the t squared equals to g mass of the sun, divide this by the r. So if we multiply on this side with the inverse, so it means we multiply on both sides by r over g m sun times the time squared. So we do the same also here. We multiply with the same thing over this side. Then we get here that, okay, so the 4 pi squared times r cancels out, one of that r cancels with that one, then only left 2. No, r cube doesn't cancel out, my thing. So is this times that, okay, so r cube, divide this by the g mass of that object equals to the t squared. So this one is what we had up on that Kepler third law. It is also known as the law of the law of periods. Okay, so as it is rotates around that with the sun at the center, okay, so if this is the sun at the center, as any object revolves around with the sun at the center, then the period it takes, okay, if it's saying from here, then the period it takes to move from there to come back, whatsoever, it's equals to, it's proportional to, because all these things are constant. 4 is constant, pi is constant, gravitation is constant, and the mass is constant. This thing doesn't change. So what only changes is the distance and the time. So it means that the time squared is proportional to this. So if you increase your radius, and then you if you increase your radius and then you cube that, so it's proportional to the time it takes, and then you you square that. Okay, if I decrease the distance and then I cube that value, it's proportional to my time squared. So that is what it's saying. So if you cube that value, okay, so it's not saying that the time is proportional to r. No, this is not true. Okay, this is not, these ones, they are not equal, but it's saying that the time squared is proportional to the distance cube. So if I take this and I say, okay, the distance is 6 and it takes 2 seconds. Okay, so the cube of this one, 2 squared, it's equals to, okay, it's proportional to 6 cube. Okay, so by increasing that once, whatsoever the value you get, either decrease or increase, it's proportional to that one. That is what the the Kepler third law saying. Okay, so unless you have questions.
Miss,
Yes.
the GMOS is the one with a 6.10 or something
Yes.
multiplied by 2. Okay.
That one doesn't change the gravitational acceleration.
All right.
Do you have any more questions? So if there are no more questions, then we will see you Thursday. I will put up with our class when I'm going to have it. I always don't want it to have in the morning because most people are not online in the morning. Okay, so
All right.
yeah.
Then come along with one example at least.
What I want is I want us to finish.